Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with another subscriber requested video for you. So I was recently asked to do a video about watermelon perfumes, and I only know of like 3 perfumes that I would consider actual watermelon fragrances. So because of that, I decided to just do like a melon perfume video, and I can include watermelon and melon fragrances in this. So I've only got about 6 in my collection. I probably have more, but these are the ones that I know of that have a really prominent melon note in them that I can smell when I wear them. I also have 3 that I'm gonna talk about them. I'm gonna pop a picture up of them on the screen because they're melon fragrances that I've tested that I don't currently have a full bottle of in my collection, but I still want to talk about them. So I'll actually start with those ones so I don't forget. The first one that I'm going to talk about is one from Dua, and it is called Melon Bingsu. Somebody sent me a decant of that one. I did test it. I really enjoyed that one. That's a melon fragrance for people that want a fragrance that has like a melon note in it, but isn't like overly melony, if that makes sense. It's got other things going on in it. It's, I would say it's kind of more of a little bit of a sophisticated melon scent. It's not like an overly fruity melon. It's been a long time since I tested that one. I think I tested that way back in like before it even got into spring, if I remember correctly. So I can't completely remember, but I'll pop up the notes and everything on the screen for you so you can see what is in it. But I do remember it not feeling like overly fruity to me. I feel like I smelled the melon in the initial spray more than anything. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. The next one is one from Gallagher Fragrances. I had a sample of it, and I've got all of my Gallagher fragrances carded samples together, but when I went to look for this one, I couldn't find it. But it's called Amongst Waves, and it's got a really beautiful melon note in it as well. That one, if I remember correctly, that one, it's been years since I tested. I just remember it had a very prominent melon note in it, more of like a honeydew melon than a watermelon or anything. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that has an actual melon note, not watermelon. But it was super prominent. In fact, it was more of like a melon perfume. Amongst Waves was, I guess it's like an appropriate name for it, but it was definitely more of like a melon forward perfume. The melon was the most prominent note to me. And then the third one, and a really popular one, this one definitely has a watermelon note in it, a very prominent watermelon note, is Dolce & Gabbana L'Imperatrice, if I'm saying that correctly. That is a fragrance that I had a decant of that. I picked up a 10 ml decant of that. It's been years ago. I will never forget that. Thankfully, all of the people that I used to work with knew that I was a fragrance reviewer kind of on the side. And so it wasn't unusual for me to, you know, come in smelling like different things all of the time. And I will never forget that it took me years before I actually picked up a decant of that fragrance too. Like, it had been being hyped up for, I don't know, it had been being hyped up in the fragrance community for probably a couple of years at that point, but I finally like picked up a decant of it years after the fact. So anyways, I tested it. I felt like it was kind of a lighter fragrance, so I kind of went to town with it. I probably put like, I don't know, 6 sprays on or something, and then didn't think much of it, went to work. And it wasn't until I sat down, like we would get to work and we would sit down like in the break room for a little bit because most of us got there early, and so we would have some time before we had to like clock in and actually start working. So I remember and we all kind of sat in the same spots pretty much. So I pretty much always sat at a table with like the same people, and I will never forget, I sat down, and literally within 30 seconds of me sitting down, the lady that was sitting across from me looked at the guy that she was sitting next to and was like, "Do you smell Clorox wipes?" And I was like, oh my gosh, it immediately hit me. I was like, dude, that's my perfume, because it truly does smell like Clorox wipes. That's what it smelled like on me. So that is not a fragrance that works for me. It works for tons of other people though. It's probably a skin chemistry issue with me. It might work for me now because my skin chemistry has completely changed since then. So it might work for me now, but it's got a very prominent watermelon note in it, if I remember correctly. I feel like that one's got rhubarb in it too. I can't completely remember, but yeah, it's really beautiful. It's very light, sparkling, fresh, beautiful in high heat. I know that people that love it, like really, really love it. And I do think it's kind of like a classic fragrance, and it does have a very prominent watermelon note in it, but boy, that fragrance is not for me. It did not smell good on me at all. But anyways, that was a long-winded story about Dolce & Gabbana L'Imperatrice, which does have a really beautiful watermelon note in it, but is not for me. Okay, moving on to fragrances that I actually have bottles of. The first one I'm going to talk about is this one here from Davidoff. This is Davidoff Cool Water for Women. This was my signature in high school for probably a year or two. Yeah, I think like my junior and senior year of high school, this was my signature scent. Actually, no, I think like in maybe 10th and 11th grade. I can't remember. I love this. This is a really beautiful, like sweet, aquatic, floral. It does have a very prominent melon note in it. I love this one though, because the melon you can really smell the melon, but it's not overly melony. The melon is adding a really beautiful freshness and sweetness, and it definitely has that distinct kind of like honeydew melon note or smell to it, but the sweet florals and like aquatic notes are way more I don't want to say way more overpowering. They're just as strong as the melon. So it's just blended beautifully in there, but there is definitely a noticeable melon note in this, and I love it. This is such a good scent. But anyways, yeah, that is the first one. It's got a beautiful, I want to say this is more of a honeydew melon note in here, but all of the melon fragrances that I have, you're gonna see they're more kind of like fresh, warm weather fragrances. So there's that one. Okay, I could not talk about melon fragrances without talking about this one from Victoria's Secret. This is Pear Glacé, I think is how you say it. Sugared pear and dewy melon. This is definitely, I don't get pear from this at all. This is a straight up like perfumey melon scent. I love this. I have always loved this scent. It's so beautiful. I wish that I wish they would bring back that whole garden collection that they had in like the late 90s. But this still smells identical to me. It smells exactly like it used to. It might have changed a little bit, but I can't really tell. I love this. Same with like Bath and Body Works Cucumber Melon. I mean, just classic. You can't go wrong with either one if you're looking for a really good, like very melon forward fragrance. I do prefer the Victoria's Secret over the Bath and Body Works Cucumber Melon. Bath and Body Works actually has quite a few melon scents. They usually have like some kind of a fun watermelon scent in the summertime. And you usually can get those, like their watermelon scents in the semi-annual sales, especially the one that happens in December. Usually they've got a bunch of their like past summer scents in the semi-annual sale in December. So usually you can pick up the watermelon scents in that sale. So yeah, if you're looking for like a true watermelon or melon scent, Bath and Body Works is definitely a good place to look. Again, that Victoria's Secret is a good one too. Okay, moving right along, back to perfumes. The next one I have is this one here from Dreamhouse Acurio. This is Dreamhouse Acurio Blush of Dawn. This fragrance is absolutely stunning. This is just two notes. This is rose and watermelon. So it's equal parts rose and watermelon. Neither note drowns out the other. This isn't a juvenile scent at all. The rose and the watermelon together just kind of transform each other into something else completely. But you do still get this really beautiful, bright, like juicy watermelon. It's so stunning. It's such a simple scent, but so beautiful and just blended beautifully and sits on the skin beautifully. It's a linear scent, so you don't have to worry about this one changing on your skin. The rose in this is not like a mature rose. It's brightened up so beautifully by the watermelon, and it's just a stunning scent. It is an absolute monster too. This one will last for 12 hours plus on your skin easily. It's a stunner. Somebody asked me about the Dreamhouse, about the new scents that Dreamhouse came out with this summer. I think he just did a buy one, get one sale like maybe a week ago or a couple of weeks ago. And somebody was asking me, I didn't even realize he had come out with new scents. So when he does, hopefully he'll do another buy one, get one sale for like this fall. He usually does one like in October. So I'll do a whole video about, I'll do like a really long, comprehensive overview of all of the fragrances that I've got in my collection that are on the website, like that are currently available, the ones that I have, or the ones that I have samples of. So anyways, that is Dreamhouse Akira Blush of Dawn. It's a beauty. Next we have Calvin Klein Escape. This is another one it doesn't smell anything like Cool Water, but it's another perfumey, like perfumey floral that has a melon note in it. The melon note is in the top though, so you really only get it in the initial spray with this one. This one dries down to be more of like a warm, kind of bright floral. The melon really is part of why this is so bright though, why this is so bright smelling. This has a ton of notes in it. It's got like kind of old school notes in it as well. It's got marigold and carnation and like this weird mishmash of notes, and again, kind of some more vintagey style notes, but it does have a really prominent melon note in it. And that melon note is what really, really brightens it up. I can smell the melon throughout the entire wear time on my skin. I don't know that like just your average perfume wearer would though, because this is quite a like complex floral. It's got chamomile in it too. It's such a strange scent, but it is an absolute classic. It is a stunner, and I love this. This is another one that is just a monster on me. I keep saying I'm gonna look up and see when my bottle is from. I'm quite sure mine is pre-2012, so before pretty much the whole designer perfume industry got butchered. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen for you guys so we can figure out when my bottle is from. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that is Calvin Klein Escape. It's a beauty. Another perfumey fragrance that is, they used melon quite a bit in the 90s, which you will see. All but 3 of these fragrances that I'm talking about that I have bottles of are from the 90s. And melon is just definitely, it was just something that they used a lot back then. Anyways, this is Elizabeth Arden Sunflowers. This also has a melon note in it. This is also like Escape, like Cool Water. It doesn't smell anything like those, but it's also a like sweet floral with a prominent melon note in it. Even Elizabeth Arden Green Tea has a melon note in it, but I didn't pull that one because I don't smell the melon in green tea at all, but I can smell the melon in Sunflowers. This is another one. I was just drawn to these fragrances because this is another one that I wore. I think I wore this as a signature in like 8th grade. And yeah, I still love this to this day. This is, again, like Escape. This is like a really beautiful, sweet, kind of warm floral. It's great for hot weather. This one, even this reformulated version, this lasts a long time on me. I can get a good like 6, 7, 8 hours out of this. So it hasn't been completely butchered. It still smells relatively the same to me. And it is beautiful, and it definitely has a really prominent melon note. Again, more so in the top. So you're not really gonna get this super prominent melon in the dry down, but you're definitely gonna smell the melon in the initial blast with this one. I love this. I love these old 90s florals and just 90s fragrances in general that they used a ton of melon in. It was just such a fun time for perfume. Anyways, that is Elizabeth Arden Sunflowers. Okay, this is a more modern fragrance. This is the original well, not super modern. This is old at this point. This is Paris Hilton. I'm pretty sure this is probably considered a vintage fragrance at this point. I think it's probably been out for over 20 years or close to 20 years. This also has a melon note in it. The melon in this is a little bit softer than some of the others, but I can definitely detect the melon. This is similar to Ralph by Ralph Lauren. This is another sweet floral with melon. I'm pretty sure, again, the melon is in the top, so you really get it with that initial blast. Maybe not so much in the dry down, but I do think with this one, the melon is what is responsible for quite a bit of the sweetness. But I definitely can smell melon in this. I used to have a bottle of Ralph. I had to end up decluttering it because it started to smell really, really bad on me. And I can't remember if that one if Ralph has melon in it. It probably does. But anyways, yeah, this is definitely like an early 2000s smelling fragrance. Like, actually, I think this came out, I can't remember. I'll have it on the screen for you when this came out. It was her first perfume though, so I can't imagine that it came out any later than maybe 2007, 2008 maybe, but probably before that. Anyways, it's another beautiful, like sweet, fruity floral with a really, to me, prominent melon note in it. So that is the original Paris Hilton. And then last but not least, this is my favorite. This is probably my favorite melon fragrance I have ever tested, worn in my life. This has gone straight onto my wish list. This is the fragrance that I just tested this past week from room 1015, and this is called Wave Child. My friend Tatiana sent this to me, and she didn't love this one. I think she had a very different experience with it than I did, but I have weird skin chemistry, so I'm not at all surprised. This has a very, very prominent watermelon note in it, and this pulled straight like watermelon Jolly Rancher on me. This was, in fact, I think she said it smelled like a green Jolly Rancher on her, if I remember correctly, and green is the apple one. So yeah, it must have smelled completely different on her. I got straight up like watermelon Jolly Rancher, and my skin pulled the watermelon more than anything. So I do think that this one's gonna smell differently on you depending on your skin chemistry, but if you have skin chemistry like me, you're definitely gonna get a watermelon perfume with this one. This is straight watermelon on me, and I got the watermelon note, or I had the watermelon note the entire wear time. Like the watermelon never went away, and I was not expecting that at all. I was totally expecting the watermelon note to just fade into the background. I was fully expecting this to go like salty and aquatic or be kind of weird on me, something that I didn't love. And that just didn't happen at all. This was a straight up like watermelon candy scent on me, and I am obsessed with it. I love it so much. So anyways, that is room 1015 Wave Child, best watermelon scent, best melon scent I've ever tested in my life. I love this one. And that is gonna be it, guys. Those are all of the melon heavy scents that I've got in my collection or that I have tested and know of. I would love to know what your favorite melon or watermelon scents are in the comments down below. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.